RP X, RP Pete, RP Mac. You're in heaven, no relax. This shit got me tearing up. It's like it's one after one.
Hello. Welcome back to the Mob podcast once again. Who would have thought? We're back. We are back. We got me, Jephins, got James.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, both James.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Right. We got Connor.
Say in.
And we got a special guest today, who you'll be wondering who it was. We got Big James Davenport.
Hello.
Hello, lads.
All right.
So, we are. How are you? You're the guest. How are you?
I'm not bad.
We're glad to have you on, mate. We're glad to have you on. That's our first guest as well.
Yeah, massive privilege.
Honoured.
You should feel honoured. It's a quick decision as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Last minute substitution because someone didn't reply. But you know,
Oh yeah.
just as valued as anyone else.
Yeah.
Of course. Alright, so the people who don't know James, which will be quite surprising if you don't know him. So most people do know him. Don't they, James? No, they do. But you do. Explain what you do. But what do you do, mate?
What do I do?
Yeah.
This is a very broad question.
Breathe.
Is this like an occupational?
Yeah, basically,
occupational
we'd
question?
like to, because we set up a little thing before this, and we want to kind of find out more about your work with the police and what that actually entails. So, when did you like find out? When was it when you were like, oh, the police? It kind of interested you.
Thing is with this, it's like I never, when you hear like police officers talking about the job, it's like, oh, I've wanted to be a police officer since I was, like a little kid. It's been the dream job forever.
Yeah.
With me, it was never like that. I
No.
never really showed interest in it until last year.
Right.
And it was because I was a police cadet.
Was that just to like fill some spare time?
Yeah, that was just fill some spare time, and it was something to do that was close to home, and it was nice. It was an easy way to make friends as well, because I have made friends there. And if I wasn't a cadet, I wouldn't have known about the apprenticeship at all. And it was kind of like in the first lockdown in early last year, I was all set to go to Aquinas. I was going to go and do biology, geography, and law.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to like uni and be like a marine biologist and all that. But then I was thinking, like, can I be bothered? Can I be asked doing that? Like, it wasn't something that it's like, oh, it's my passion. I really want to do this. It's just something like that I knew that I might enjoy, but it's like it's a lot of work for something that isn't really like a true calling. And I say that it's like nothing has ever been like a true calling to me. Like with the job, I don't really believe it's fact like, oh, I was meant to do this job, blah blah blah.
Do you see job as something, just something to pay the bills, but it's good if you find some enjoyment out of it as well?
Yeah, that was my view of it at the start. And I saw from a friend in cadet, she's called Jasmine. She had taken this apprenticeship last year, and she'd sent to our group chat like the application form for this apprenticeship. And I thought nothing of it for a good like month, 2 months. Like, just ignored it. Like, I'm never going to do that. And then it was like one night I was like, I'm going to click on it just to have a look at it and see what it is. It was like, this actually looks quite good. So I was like speaking to my mum and everything. I was speaking to everybody I knew about it. Like,
what kind of attracted you to it?
Put it the nicest way, the money. It was a mint salary for what it was.
Yeah.
Like, for a 16-year-old, it was like, wow, that's a lot of money. I could buy a lot of things with that.
Yeah.
And it was a very last minute decision, like me being invited to this podcast. It was the day before the applications closed. I applied, and it was a lengthy application. Like, it took fucking ages. It took about 6 months because there were so many different phases because of the police and they're like that about everything. And
so what are the phases? Is it like testing your
dedication
for it?
The first one was obviously just application. If you passed the application phase, you had to do some like tests, like some exam type things. Then you do if you pass your exams on it, you get through to the next one, and then it was like an interview, but it was a group interview, and there were like six candidates, and they did like exercises like responding to like 999 calls, writing down information, blah blah blah, picking out the right things.
Yeah.
And I think 2 out of the 6 got picked to go to the next stage.
So that's quite competitive, isn't it?
That's already whittled it down massively from the original applications.
It's not just a handout that you've got to like. Yeah.
And then from that, you got the chance to have like a formal one-to-one interview, but that was online. So then if you passed that, you'd get invited to go to like a in-person interview thing at the force headquarters in, Prestwich? No, not Prestwich. I can't remember. But yeah, the force headquarters.
Yeah.
You did a one-to-one interview with the main recruiter. And if you passed that, you went through to what's called vetting, and it's the longest part, and it's where they basically do all the background checks and check if you're eligible and contact all your, like all past workers. Obviously, like they contacted Spoons and asked how good I was and all that.
Yeah.
And
if you had a criminal record, would you not be able to do the job you do?
Nah, you wouldn't. It's like it was so like stiff that it was like you have to put like your parents, all your parents' details if your parents had a criminal record. I think as well, it was like your partner's parents. It was like you have to put all your partner's details in, and then you have to put all your partner's parents' details in.
Guess that's checking like if you're not in the police to get like inside information and stuff like that. Isn't it?
Be easily influenced by these people and whatever. But it was like, when I was applying for that, I'd been with Chloe for about 6 months, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that. And it was like, I had to know everything about like her parents and all that. It was like, fucking hell. Like, this is a lot of information. And then it was even like all your partners from the last 3 years, you need all their information and all their parents' information.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh my days, that's a lot. So I just ignored that bit.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
And yeah, I got through that eventually, and then I got the formal offer, like in my email. And it was like, yeah, blah blah blah. You're invited to do this. Like, we'd like to give you the job. And then you had to go and fill out a bunch more paperwork and then scan it back to them after that. And then they had to send you like an actual, like the proper job offer and tell you what you'd be doing. And I got given an operational support officer, an apprentice operational support officer on the neighbourhood policing team.
So what does that actually mean?
Basically, it's there's different types of staff in the police. There's like, obviously there's the police officers, and then you've got civilian staff, and what I've got is a civilian staff placement, and it's like behind the scenes on every do you know what neighbourhood teams are, like the local police teams?
No, you got to treat me basically like I'm nothing, because I haven't got any clue, to be honest.
So basically, Stockport is cut up into different beats. Like different area beats, and each beat has its own neighbourhood officer, like one officer or maybe 2 depending on where it is, and PCSOs.
How big is a beat?
It really depends on kind of the volatility of the area. Like, I know the beat that is Marple, Romilly, Woodley. It's huge. It's massive. It's like bigger than.
There's not a lot of crime.
Stockport. Yeah, because it's so like broadly split out and huge. Not much crime there. Well, there is, but like only in the smaller areas.
It's not concentrated.
Whereas you can have a beat where it's like just the Peel Centre in Stockport. That's its own beat.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear that dog outside?
Yeah, but
yeah, I want to fucking kill it. I hate it so much. Wakes me up every morning.
That
Stamp on
massive
his
dog on the
stupid
opposite
head.
of your road. That
Yeah.
massive hairy one. Oh.
No, it's like it's another one. It's on the corner and it's so fucking loud and it barks at everything because it's a retard. But yeah, back to it. Like every bit of Stockport's cut up into a beat, and there's three. It's kind of there's three. Stockport is a division. The whole of Stockport is called a division, and GMP is cut up into loads of different divisions. It's just basically everything's cut up into bits and then little bits and then blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
And Stockport is a division, and it's cut up into three separate parts: the north, the central, and the south. This is for neighbourhood.
Right.
And the north is like you've got the Heatons, you've got Reddish. The central, you've got Brinny, Town Centre, Lanky Hill. You've got like Cheadleaf, Edgeley, and all that.
Yeah.
Adds Woodbridge Hall. And then the south, you've got like Gatley, Bramall, Cheadle, Marple, Hazel Grove, Ofton, and all that. And I'm operational support for the central team. So that's Cheadle Heath, Edgeley, Brinny, Lanky Hill, Town Centre.
Is there a certain one that's got a word that's supposedly more crime-ridden than the rest, or is
The
it
central? Yeah, the
Oh,
central.
so you're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I've kind of got lucky in the fact that they've given me such an awful placement.
So
Because this
you
is
can,
like
yeah.
experience.
you
Because
must have-
basically, I've been given Brinny, and that's the worst thing you can get given.
That's quite good because we were speaking with Connor last week. It was like he went straight in the deep end with fighting, and you've gone straight in the deep end with police. And do you feel that's the best way it could have gone?
I think for me, it does make me. It gives me a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because before, like you think, like I was thinking, like what am I good at? Like there was nothing really that I could say that was like my thing that I was good at and could do.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody's got their own little knacks. Like Connor with his fighting, and like you with your football and running, and Elliot with his music and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like I was thinking, like, what have I actually got? So I think with this, it definitely does help with me believing that I am good at something now, and that I have something to say for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it also brings in the whole conversation. It's like, am I wasting my youth away by getting a full-time job this young? But that's a whole different story.
How was your first day at work? Was it overwhelming, or was it like how you expected it to be?
My first week at work was honestly a bit of a shambles.
Oh, really? Oh.
Because my first week, there was no supervision in, which means there was no sergeants and no inspectors in to kind of show me around and teach me the job. So I was waiting around for the whole first week doing nothing pretty much because I didn't have access to all the systems that we use because I hadn't done like the training courses for them, which was frustrating because they should have really told us to do them before starting the job, so we could have started it running. And I think my first day I actually went down because I'm based at Cheadle Police Station. It's near Bridge Hall Estate. It's the divisional headquarters for Stockport. And I got I spent my first day. I got took down to the town centre police post, which is a bit of like a hidden thing. Nobody knows it's there. It's in the middle of the town centre, and I got took there and spent a day there to like get to know basically my like people in my team.
Right, yeah.
And it was like someone's leaving do, I think it was. So my first day I just got to sit in on like a buffet and a party.
It's not the worst first day.
Must have been pretty good for you.
Yeah, it was alright.
So have you actually been like in the field of
No, I'm not allowed to until I'm 18.
Okay,
which is
so
frustrating because I'd like to.
Is there like
for
a
you,
fitness? Is there like a fitness training for that?
Not for my job, but if when I'm 18, I'm going for actual student officer, I would have to go through the physical.
Do you know what that
training aspect.
involves?
I don't think it's very hard. Like, well, it would be hard for people because people do fail it, but I don't think it'd be very hard for me.
Yeah.
You're a naturally fit person, aren't you? You do your runs and everything.
I'm trying to get back into it, which is stunted by the isolation when I can't leave the fucking house.
When's
Oh,
that
yeah.
ending?
As soon as it ends on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I tested negative yesterday. I took a test and tested negative, but you still have to isolate.
Well,
Yeah.
With a negative test, which is weird.
But so do you think when you turn 18, you want to go into the field, or would you want to go into the field?
Yeah, my plan is straight away when I'm 18. There's different routes into it. There's like there's one called the police apprenticeship, and it's a degree apprenticeship. It's 4 years you do on response. So like the ones going to 999 calls and stuff.
Yeah.
4 years on response where you basically doing your work, full-time police officer, while studying behind it, and you get a degree at the end of it, and it's fully bursary. Like you don't have to pay for the degree, and you get paid for doing the job throughout it.
Do you get told like a lot of like crazy stuff that's happened off like other police people?
Yeah, it is fun. It's interesting because I didn't like even like hearing shit from other people, like the people that I work with, and even like experiencing it myself, because I didn't realize they'd give me that much responsibility when I first joined. Like they've, with all like this confidential information and stuff, like say that murder in Romley a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like I sat every single emergency meeting for that for that murder and everything, and because it was one of the kids from Brinny that had done it.
Yeah.
I was invited to everything, and we knew everything about it.
So do you come into contact with people who've committed crimes regularly, or does that not really happen?
What do you mean by coming into contact? Like personally speaking to them, or?
Well, will you see people who've... I don't like... will say someone's committed a crime, will they come into your facility and will you see them?
Yeah, I do see them around because we have the biggest custody suite in Stockport, so we see everybody coming in and out of custody. I've got quite a weird story about about meeting one.
Okay, go on. If you can tell it, go on.
Yeah. Well, it's not bad at all, and it's like basically on my lunch break, I leave the station to go and walk to Morrison's and like buy a meal deal or whatever. Just because sitting down at the desk is depressing. Oh, right, you know what I like? They do this salad, and it's like pasta.
You're winning me round.
It's pasta, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, and prawns, and it's so good.
I rate that. Well, what drink do you have? Just a bit of water.
I wouldn't really go for a salad.
I tend to like Pepsi Max.
That's
my go-to.
I'm not one to judge. I don't really like fizzy drinks, to be honest.
Don't you?
No, I just never liked them. I never got into them. So anyway, the story. Oh, sorry for interrupting. Just needed to know.
Yeah. I was walking to Morrison's, and as I was leaving, someone was released from custody. Like they'd spent the morning in a cell.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it isn't unusual. You see them all minting about the front of the station all the time. And I was walking down basically to Morrison's, and he was walking the same way because he was getting to the bus stop, which is outside Morrison's. So he's walking behind me, and he's only little. He's like this little scrawny black dude with like a big like long coat on and like a fluffy hood up, and so I'm like kind of like I don't really notice him. I know that he's there, but I don't really notice him because I know he's not. He's not going to fucking do anything. Just been released from custody outside the police station. But it's like I'm there with my fucking suit on and my like badge on and everything. Yeah. And it's like I'm obviously work for the police, coming out of the police station dressed like that.
Yeah.
And so we're walking, and we walk for about 10 minutes, and he goes, "Excuse me, mate." So I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I turn around and I'm like, "You're right." And he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, can I use your phone to call me, mate? And I'm like, "Oh, fuck off, nah." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not giving you my phone."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Come on, man." He's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, I've got no credit in it." Oh, I got no credit. Can't call anyone. And he's like, oh, I'll just. He's like, oh, have you got data? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can I log into your Snapchat
He's insistent, isn't he?
and message my brother or whatever? And I'm like, oh, don't have Snapchat. I'm like, yeah, don't have Snapchat, don't like it. And he's like, oh right, okay, fair. So he starts like walking next to me, like we're walking together.
Yeah, best mates now.
The
And I'm
Snapchat
like,
sound goes off.
yeah, I check Snapchat next to him, and yeah, he's like, you work for them, yeah? And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm just an apprentice. And he's like, oh, that's pretty cool, that, isn't it? Like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm just 17. He's like, man, you're 17. You're doing good for yourself. He's like, you're doing real good for yourself. Like, I'm proud of you, bro. And
Oh,
I'm like, oh, cheers. And he's like, when I was your age, I wish I'd done something like that because I took a completely different route and look where I am now, and I'm not happy. I'm like, I'm not a happy guy. I'm in and out of these places, and he's like, I regret it all, and I wish that when I was your age, I did something like you. So it's nice to see someone that age doing that.
that's
And
nice.
I was like, that's actually really heartwarming from a fucking convict.
That's
just released from
that's
custody.
quite interesting because he talks about how he could have gone another path, and I was actually quite interested in what do you think like the origin of crime mainly is?
I see from my personal experience with being very involved in Brittany, because it's one of my main beats.
Yeah.
The kids there, some of them the youngest that we know well have been born in like 2007, 2008.
That's
So like they're like 12, 13 years old, involved in robbing houses, stealing cars.
I think it's very glamorized, and they look up to people who do the same. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah, and it's like it's a very old person thing to say, but again, like it's like popular culture, like within stuff like drill, even like that.
That's what I mean. It's like glamorized through music. You see all these big people doing it.
And these kids think, yeah, I want to be like that. I want to be that cool. And it's like, yeah, I'm not blaming it on drill because I do like it myself. I will sit there doing fucking police work, listening to drill in my headphones.
That's some juxtaposition.
Yeah. And yeah, it's definitely that. But it's also these kids are being influenced by the adults in the situations.
Are these the ones who are kind of like on top of the whole?
Yeah, like these kids' parents, like these kids, like dads and uncles and stuff, are getting them to do this shit. They're getting them to steal these cars and rob these houses and stuff like that.
But were the dads and uncles, were they them when they were their age? Do you think? Do you think it's a generational thing? It just happens over and over again.
Yeah, it's families. It's definitely families. It's a select few families that are all kind of in with each other, and that you do see generations and generations of criminals born from that.
Oh, that's great. So do you see it more as a cultural thing more than like, because some people look at crime and go, well, the actual origin, there might be this cultural, generational reproduction of crime, but the actual origin is poverty. That's what some people would say. What do you actually feel towards that?
I disagree.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah. I think poverty can be a factor in crime.
Because like poor people are more likely to commit crimes, aren't they?
Because they need money more than other people.
Yeah.
And yeah, granted, but some of these kids do come from nice backgrounds.
Yeah.
And again, like Brenington isn't the most well-off place, is it? As everybody knows, it's got a bad reputation.
Yeah.
And some of these kids, they live in Brinny, and the parents drive fancy Mercedes. The parents drive fancy cars. They dress fancy. And it's like you're obviously not plagued by poverty.
But it's like, where does that money? But did their poverty originate from generations before? And that...
I think it's the parents that maybe once was stricken by poverty and that have been brought into criminal activity, and they're now influencing their kids on this criminal activity when poverty isn't a thing anymore for the kids, for the
So
family.
it's the fault of past society, and it's had a long-term effects.
Yeah, I say it's safe to say that.
That's a really difficult one to solve, then, isn't it? Do you feel that? How do you feel about correction? How to correct crime? Do you feel it's you need to be hard on punishment, or do you believe in like rehabilitation?
Some of these kids, I know that rehabilitation doesn't work with them. They don't
Really?
care. Yeah.
It's just the road a lost cause.
Yeah, they don't care at all.
It's just
They'll do it on purpose. They'll pretend to be getting better. They'll pretend to be engaging with youth offenders.
What, so they can just go?
So youth offenders can say, yeah, they're engaging, they're fine, and then when they're at home back on the estate, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
What's the solution then? Big question, I know. 'Cause...
I wish we knew.
Yeah.
Literally having to catch them doing these things and putting them away. I think it's a fear factor stops at the most, because when one kid gets put away, you notice a reducing crime on the other kids, because it's like, shit, so and so's been nicked for doing this. Like, what if we do it, or what if we get caught and get nicked the same?
Yeah.
I think it's the fear factor that stops them offending over anything else.
Even the fear factor, it's not doing much though, because crime rate, in my eyes, it's not going down massively as people would think it is.
It comes in waves.
Yeah.
It never goes down, stays down. It never goes up and stays up.
Is it
It
just
goes up and
is it
down,
like
up and down.
if one person is released at a certain time, they can start a wave of
Yeah,
crime?
one person, a single person can change the whole scene, like, instantly.
Yeah.
Like, one person could be put in a cell, and the whole group that are offending would stop for a short while.
Yeah, it's just it's a hard one, isn't it? Because you'll get a lot of I'll just call them like liberals saying it's all about the education, man, and we've got to sort it out that way. But it's kind of like, as someone who deals with these things in practice, does that work, or could you argue the quality of the education
You
rehabilitation
can't
isn't
educate
working?
these kids.
They're just
Well, again, the quality of rehabilitation, it is shit.
really.
Youth offenders is shit.
What's the like what's wrong with it?
They'll take them out and they'll take them, fishing, or they'll take them shooting, like clay pigeon shooting. They'll take them quad biking and stuff. And I think, if anything, them taking them out and doing these things like shooting and quad biking and boxing and like maintenance courses, they're just teaching them skills that they can use against other people.
Yeah, I get the fight boxing / fighting thing, because I guess that can go into a different path, but
Like for example, you're teaching these kids that steal bikes, steal cars. You're teaching them how to drive. You're teaching them how to ride these bikes properly.
what do you think a better way of educating would be?
I think they're too nice on them. I mean, they see them, you think, oh, this kid's only 13, 14. He's just a kid. He's not capable of these things. He's just a child. Let's treat him like a child. You need to treat them like an adult, because if they're acting so mature and they want to act so like tough and mature and adult-like, pretty much, treat them like one, and then they'll see what it's like. Because all they know is they do these things, they get let off because they're a kid.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I think it's multi-layered issues, because say you get a criminal record when you're 14. Do the criminal records get wiped after a certain age?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
it's like well, it depends on how tough it is. Depends on what it is. But it's like, you could do something at 14, and then when you're 18, it couldn't matter at all.
it could be. You could say it's a bad representation of society. Because say you're a tit when you're 12 or 13, 14, you get put in a cell, like, you're hard on them, put them in a cell. It's like, when they get out, have they got the options to change their life by going into school? Because they're already they're already so far behind. It's like, will they just go back to what's the norm to them?
That's really like the starting phases. Are they attending school? Are they going to school?
Yeah,
and a fair few of these kids, they do go to school, but it's schools like inclusion partnerships like such as Highfields and stuff like that. I think they don't work because they're just grouping these kids together.
Is it just a breeding ground to crime and to connections?
They're getting them to know each other, and they're making friends with other kids that are like that.
Would you persist with mainstream schools then?
Yeah, I would. I say, like, inclusion partnerships don't work unless it's for reasons, like special needs and stuff like that. I think if they're a bad behaviour, it needs to be dealt with properly in schools, and schools don't do that. Normal schools.
Yeah,
Harrytown.
They don't act tough on it. They just just exclude them straight away. Like, you know what? Yeah, we can't handle you.
Because they don't want it on their hands, so they'll give it to someone else.
I don't want to go on a big rant here, but it's kind of like because schools are judged off because our schools have got league tables and stuff.
Yeah.
And because they are quite under resourced to deal with these kind of kids, it's kind of like they just want to get rid of the problem and don't risk going down this league table. And then if they don't have high league tables, they won't get as good kids, and they're just worried about future problems.
Yeah, they just want it off their hands. They don't think about it in the long term.
I think if you just let schools take the pressure off schools, I think they would perform better because they'd think of long-term solutions. But because it's a kind of a right-wing way of thinking of things, that they believe in competition between schools, but it breeds short-term solutions like just get rid of him, and I feel it's long-term it's quite detrimental.
Definitely.
Well, that was interesting.
It took off a bit.
Yeah.
We did.
So, Jeff, and you would talk about some would you rather questions, weren't you?
First we'll do the questions from the people.
We got some, didn't we? Yeah.
The people.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really a lot.
Oh, Jeffin, you got a bit quiet.
Can you not hear me?
Oh, you're good now.
Oh, right, okay. Not really a lot. That's one.
Yeah, a bit of a poor display from the.
I know.
People.
From the fans, I'm telling you. you heard it from the main man himself. That's terrible. It's terrible. The first question. Wait, Connor, are you still there?
I am.
Quite quiet, maybe. Quite quiet. Right. First question. Favorite song of the moment.
Oh.
My favourite song. It's favourite song.
Yeah, favorite song.
It actually got released last night.
Oh,
it
must be good
from his album.
Biggest Mistake by Fredo.
Oh, that's it. Must have an instant impact. What do you like about it?
Instant. I like the guy anyway. He's come out with this. He's got like a different wave to it.
Is he top 5 for you?
What, in rappers of what? Like my favourite rappers?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh.
I'm really into my music. And it's like there's for example, a playlist right now is 31 hours long.
Oh, it's too much competition.
Yeah. Like I couldn't name my top 5 artists.
We could make a podcast about this.
We could.
Okay, so
that's for another day.
What was that song called again, Connor?
Biggest Mistake by Fredo.
Okay. James, what's yours?
I've been listening to like a lot of Kanye recently.
Oh, so have I.
Kanye bangs.
And I was, what was it? What's it called? It's called Only One, and I think it's a song about his kid.
Yeah. That's a sick song.
I think I put it on my story last night, but it's like
the one with Paul McCartney.
Yeah. It's it's a single, and it's not from one of his albums. And everybody seems to like when they listen to Kanye, they just think of him in regards to his music type aesthetic to his albums.
I mean, it's because he's had banging albums in the past.
Yeah, because his singles get overlooked quite a lot, and I think the song Only One, it gets overlooked like many other because it is a single. but it does slap.
Jeff.
Why you, Jay? I'll go last, innit? 'Cause, yeah.
So I've been listening to a bit of Kanye as well. Bound to in that Yeezus album. It's just been on a lot recently. But I've also been listening to a lot of Mac Miller just because it's a bit of a vibe. So I'd say
It was his birthday like the other week.
it just makes me sad to be honest, listening to him sometimes. But it's just he's got a great sound to him. So I'd probably say either Everybody or That's on Me from him because I just really like it to be honest.
I see.
How about you?
I mean, I'm not into my music like you three because I know you three are like into your music a lot and like you listen to it every day. I don't really do that, so it's kind of hard for me to choose one. Like the last song I listened to was Fredo and Dave, Money Talks, a new song, which I like quite a lot, and I think that's my favorite song right now, Money Talks.
Okay.
So,
It's a good sick video, that one, isn't it? The video to it.
Yeah, the video to it is sick.
Yeah, I'm not really into British rap. Well, I haven't really given it a go, so I'll have to try it out.
You have to. It's pretty good. It's
I'd
pretty
say have a
good.
look at my playlist, James.
Yeah, you need to.
It's not full of UK. It's just full of, it goes from like US rappers to UK to Beyonce to Bob Marley. You know what I mean? It's
Beyonce slaps to be honest.
yeah,
but
it's one of them. So it's just a whole wide range of music that I like. So
oh, that's class. So I'll check that out. Anyway, any more questions?
Next question. If you had one wish, what would it be and why?
One wish. Ooh.
what would it be and why?
Well, Jeff, why don't you take this? We'll go in reverse order.
Right, one wish. Ooh, one wish and why?
Ooh.
I think to have unlimited wishes
No,
because
that's boring.
nah, but it's a cheat code. You get it's a cheat code. Like that, I can have unlimited.
You suck, bro.
Nah, it's a cheat code. It's a big cheat code, which is
Okay, what would be the first wish of your unlimited wishes?
just give me money in it. Give me like 2 billion quid, and I'll sort it.
That's boring as well.
Right, skill you then. Skill James on it. Is that
I'd wish for world peace.
Oh, sorry, the basics. Sorry.
No, that's like that's kind.
Sorry, Teresa.
Yeah, Mother Teresa. Okay.
What about you?
Me, a wish.
Mm.
King Von to come back from the dead.
Is he
Who?
dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
I thought he was just in prison.
there was a is he dead and there was a who there?
King Von, do you read the rapper?
Yeah, King Von, US rapper.
Oh, King Von.
I swear he's not.
It's a
dead.
King Kong.
Yeah, he
what,
died
King
in a
Kong?
shootout a couple months ago.
Oh, is that just because
He's
you want to
still
like?
releasing music because obviously Juice WRLD's still releasing music and shit like that and Pot Smoke. But
Yeah, that's a good
he
thing
just,
about
I don't
Juice
know,
WRLD.
it's just one of them. He just, I don't know. I never rated him. It's not been like a long time artist, but like I listened to him before he died, but after he died, I went more into it. And I started listening to like his old tunes and stuff, and then I was just like deep in it, watching the videos, every lyric and stuff. Like, I got the lyrics up and just like deep in it, and he's just got a mad life. So it's just one of them.
Oh, that's
Well, you,
a lot
Davenport,
better answer than me and Jeffen.
With me, in the least depressing way to say it, because I don't mean it to sound depressing, but to like always be happy, to like be in like happiness.
Ooh. But
Like,
don't you
happiness.
don't you think if you were never sad, happiness wouldn't feel as good?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I wish that it would always feel good.
Ah,
I wish that I would always have like that.
yeah.
That
feeling of
happiness,
happy
that
and
you
being
could
good.
feel happy all the time.
but I still think that'd make you go insane. You've got to have
Yeah.
I do want all emotions at some point in my life.
All right, I'll change it up. I wish that I was that I could see things in a less negative way.
Oh, you think you're naturally pessimistic?
Definitely. I think everybody who knows me would say that. Alan.
Yeah. Do you think that holds you back?
In some aspects, maybe, but I think in like regards to like common sense and everything like that, in like logistically, I think it's better for me.
Okay, it don't make you over.
Because it's like you're not like clouded by false judgment of everything's sunshine and rainbows, are you? It's like
I guess if you were like that when it ends up being shit, it'd make you feel worse.
yeah.
But yeah, then again, it's a bit of a balance, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, you need both.
Yeah.
Right. The last question from the people is most physically painful experience.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. James, you go. Hyde, you go first.
Okay, so I went to a City match once with Noah, and I don't know what happened to me, but I've suddenly had this awful pain. Like I don't think I've had anything worse, but I might have. It felt like appendicitis, but it was just awful, and I had to go to like this medical room. I was just screaming and throwing up everywhere. It was just the most awful pain I've ever had. So then an ambulance came because it was just getting really bad, and it was just this little pain in my I can't think of what it's called. My basically looked like near where my appendix was, but it wasn't appendicitis. And
Gallbladder.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
say it's that. And yeah, then ambulance came. I had to go on like laughing gas, and then that sent me like tripping. But yeah, that was probably the worst experience, and it was quite weird because it was just in a packed football stadium.
I see. What about you, Neil?
You know what? I'm not sure. You know, come back to me. Ask someone else. I need to think about this one. Yeah.
Here's another one as well. Connor accidentally broke my toe. That was quite painful.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, do you remember when I think we were just like, we just used to kick a bottle around. I think it like
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
accidentally
I
tripped me
remember
up, and I
this.
was just limping all the way to people's services. That was
I
I'm sorry about that one. Lad. I'm sorry about that one.
it's alright. He was quite quick, so it's alright.
Are you Davenport?
On New Year's Eve, I'm pretty sure I had alcohol poisoning. That was horrible.
Ooh,
Ah.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like 2 liters of vodka.
Oh, I've not been there. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I remember getting up in the morning, looking at the bottle, and there was nothing left in it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Was that just violent? Was
And
that
I
just
felt
ill?
awful.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep a minute, and every single hour I was waking up and puking,
Oh,
and
that's
it wasn't
nasty.
even puke. It was just stomach acid, and it was just grim.
Oh.
And also, I think, how long ago was that? I think when I was probably about 14, 15, I got the most horrendous eye infection I've ever had in my whole life.
Oh, why? What
'Cause
was
it was-
bad about it?
I don't know. I think it was when I had contact lenses in,
Oh. Yeah.
and that probably didn't help.
No.
But I remember one day my eye was just like really itchy and watery, and I remember just like thinking, oh, it's just an irritated eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I left it a couple of days, and I kept wearing my contact lenses, and I probably shouldn't have done. And after about 3-4 days, there was no white left in my eye, in my left eye, I think it was.
Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
It was
It's all
bright
red.
red.
Right.
It was bright red. There was no white left in it, and it was awful. It was excruciating. Like I couldn't look at I couldn't look at things that were bright. Like I was stuck in a dark room. I was just in my bedroom with the curtains shut the whole time. It hurt to blink. So like I hated blinking, but it hurt to keep my eye open. So it was just shit.
Either way, it was just pain.
And for like I think about 3-4 days, I had to put eye drops in my eye. For every hour, I had to put 2 eye drops in either eye, and that was even when I was like sleeping.
Ugh.
So for like 3 days, and I didn't have like a solid block of sleep. Like I was up for an hour, eye drips, up for an hour, eye drips, up for an hour, eye drips. It was grim.
Yeah, that might take the biscuit out of all of us, but Jeff.
I've got Connor. I'll come back to Connor. Connor, go on.
My memory's really bad, right? And I've never been hospital, so I've not had anything like bad happen to me. But like pain, I'd say it's between two. It's like, well, once I fell off a tree, yeah, and it's like, and the ground was grass, and it was like half grass, and one side it was a curb, then concrete, and then I landed in the middle of it, so my hip smacked off the curb, and I dislocated my hip. And I had to walk home as well, and I couldn't breathe or nothing. So that was one that I remember. The other one was when I was on my bike, and we all used to like go out on our bikes, do wheelies and that. Did a wheelie outside Sainsbury's, swerved a bit into this metal pole. My head went off the pole, my shin smacked against this this white thing. And to this day, there's still a massive dent in this like metal thing. And I go past that every day, yeah, and I think, you know, every person's like, oh, yeah, you don't stop going on about it. And I'm like, yeah, I did that. But, yeah, that was I had like a second kneecap on my shin, and I had like mini fractures. Never went to hospital though, so I just let it heal.
You never go to hospital for anything though.
No, the first time I went to hospital properly was not that long ago, because obviously when I had to get stitches in my hand, but I took them out straight after anyway and then passed out.
You took them out?
Well, yeah, I went to the hospital, and then because of COVID, my mates couldn't come in with me, and I didn't want to go to hospital anyway. I got forced to go by them because my hand was a mess.
Yeah,
and so we went out and then went to my mate's shed, and I looked at my hand and I was like, fuck having this bandage on, took it off, and then there was bare tape and like stitches. I was like, fuck that, ripped them out. Then my hand started bleeding again, and then I was just in the shed and they were rolling a zoo, and then I just passed out. It's one of them. So.
Well, I don't know how you couldn't remember any of them because they all sound gruesome. But Jeff, have you said yours?
Nah.
Okay, go on then.
The worst pain I've ever felt. Probably when I was in primary. Like, we were playing on the playground. The playground was obviously concrete. And then I went to tag someone, I slipped, and then I slid on the ground, right? And then the palm of my hand, all the skin came off, like all of it. There's like nothing there apart from just blood pouring out. And I don't know what happened after, because I don't remember it. But I remember that happened to my hand. And that's all I remember. I remember I was painful. And I just couldn't do anything with the hand. It was good for 2
Sounds
months.
tasty.
Yeah.
You keep a bit of the blood for us.
You should have told me. But the only time I've been in hospital properly.
Oh, you've got a bit quiet again, Jeff. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the only time I properly went hospital was when I had meningitis, but I don't really remember that because I was like, what, 3 months?
That's pretty mad, though.
Yeah. I can say I lived through it, but I don't really remember it because I was a baby.
Is that just something you catch, meningitis?
I don't know how I even got it. I really don't know.
Something to do with your blood, meningitis.
I don't know. Apparently, when I was born, you know them jabs you get when you're a baby, right?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, I didn't get one of them to stop meningitis, and somehow I got meningitis, and I could have died, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
But said I got a leg short than the other.
Yeah. Live to tell the story.
What can I say? So, for a superhero, as the doctors call me apparently. Yeah. So that's the end of the question. Nothing would you rather now.
Oh yeah, we're doing them as well. Yeah.
Alright, if it's their shit, do not blame me. Blame a website called lifehacks.io. Okay. They're providing me. Alright, you ready? First, would you rather eat shit that tastes like chocolate, or eat chocolate that tastes like shit? Go.
Well,
would you
what was the second one?
Would you rather eat chocolate that tastes like shit?
I think I'd rather the second one just because the texture would be nicer.
And the fact that like
it tastes like shit though.
Yeah, but if you're eating shit, you get like fucking illnesses and stuff.
No, but it tastes like chocolate though. It's shit, but that's like
yeah, but it's still got like illnesses and
it's still infected by everything, and I think I'll just have to take the hit. It's like when because I've eaten things that taste nasty before, so I'll just have to take the hit, just get rid of it, hold my nose, and then get it sorted.
Yeah. Okay, alright, okay. Would you rather look 10 years older from the neck up or neck down?
Well,
neck up.
Neck up?
No, actually, neck down, alright.
What?
10 years older?
Yeah, 10 years older.
Because I think I could pass. What's that? Be 27. I could pass as 27 if my body looked 27, but it doesn't.
Yeah, you just got to have like a hairy chest and that and stuff like that.
Just hopefully I'd be taller then. That'd be nice.
But Jeff, and you would look like about 40.
I already look 10 years older from the neck up,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really affect me. What about you, Connor?
Face down.
Face down. You want a body of a 10-year older than you, so you'd be like what, 27 with a still no hairy chest, but
What?
you don't have the ability to grow hair, do you?
Neither do I,
No.
to be honest.
Well, it depends what you mean, but yeah.
Like I've never seen hair on your chest.
Well, yeah, there isn't hair on my chest. I'm not like you, Jeff. I'm sorry.
You know got a beard either.
You had a mustache at 4 years old.
I came out the womb with a beard, alright. That's how I came into this world. Alright. Sure. Right, would you rather have 3 kids with no money or no kids with $3 million or pounds?
No kids with 3 mil, easy.
Really?
Yeah.
With no money and 3 kids, that means that your kids are gonna have a shit life anyway with no pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rate that.
Depends if you've still got the ability to. You've got no money to start off with, but can you go out and make money? Is that an option?
You've got 3 kids to look after though.
Yeah, what age and that? You know what I mean? Like, it's
That'd be a hard life.
Yeah, but I've got a wife, and then my kids. It's like that's the biggest love you can ever feel. That's great.
I'd rather adopt and have 3 mil, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not too sure about that one.
I'd adopt a kid, you see. I'd adopt a kid.
3 mil.
Yeah.
I think your pattern for life.
Yeah, you are.
You never need to work a minute in your life.
I could retire at 16.
So if you
go
on. So say if you won the lottery and like won 10 mil, would you carry on working?
You've got to. You'd go insane, I think.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. Everyone's like, oh, I'd quit my job instantly.
I was going to ask the same
like,
question.
I think I'd have to carry on working.
Yeah.
But it would be a big job though. I'd go like work at Mackey's part time.
What, if you had 10 million, you'd go out your way to work at Mackey's?
Part time, it's something to do on the side.
Nah, you do something that you enjoy at least.
You know what I mean? Like,
do something that you have fun doing.
Yeah,
True,
Mackey's doesn't seem like it. I don't know. From people I know who've worked at Mackey's, they don't seem to. It seems to be an enjoyable job.
Right. Would you rather continue with your life right now as it is, or restart it all, like right from the beginning?
Ooh, that's good.
Continue how it is.
Continue how it is.
Yeah, I can't bother redoing it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, do you know everything that you have now when you restart?
No, completely restart it.
Oh,
no
right,
memories.
Because part of me is like, if I already knew, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll correct that mistake.
Yeah.
But if it's I might just make the same mistakes again. So.
Yeah, because if you didn't make the mistakes, would you end up how you are now though? If you just become more good, then I don't know. It's a bit.
I think I'd take the risk and start again, but it's.
You start again.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Would you rather have 7 fingers on each hand or have 7 toes on each foot?
7 toes. Think of the grip. You won't ever fall over.
Yeah,
but I already have good grip now. I don't have 7 fingers.
What was it?
7 fingers on each hand.
I can't hear that.
Have 7 fingers on each hand, yeah. Or have 7 toes on each foot.
I'm trying to think, would that be useful though for your hands?
You could punch people.
Of course
harder.
it would.
Yeah, but you couldn't. It's
just looks weird though, wouldn't it?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but so would your toes. You would. Someone says.
But
Someone says.
You got shoes on.
Show your toes, right? Say you go on holiday, right, and it's somewhere hot, and then you just got your toes out, and you've got like an extra 2 toes at the end of your feet.
Yeah, but you got an extra 2 fingers as well.
Yeah, but fingers are more useful than toes in a way.
You'd have to get special shoes.
That's a big put-off.
Exactly. You have to get special shoes for. Do you think you can be bothered getting special shoes?
Well, I'll have to get custom gloves.
No, I don't need gloves. I don't need gloves. Simple. Don't wear gloves. You don't wear gloves every day of the year. You have to wear shoes every day of the year.
If you had 7 fingers,
wear a size up.
If you had 7 fingers, would you chop the other 2 off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would. Cause I just don't want to be called inbred all the time. So.
Right, James Davenport.
Yeah.
I've got one for you.
Go on then.
Right. So obviously you're in the police force, yeah.
Yeah.
So would you rather, like, say if you knew your best mate, confessed that he's murdered someone, for example.
Yeah.
Would you rather dog him in and keep your job, or dog him in and you lose your job, No. Yeah. So snitch him up for it, and you keep your job, or the other one. You know what I mean? You lose your job, and he's free.
For something like murder, it's like.
But if your best mate, he's gone through it with you, and like I don't know.
Oh, what are you saying? What have you done?
You can shut them up.
But yeah, I think it's something that like severe. I'd have to call it in. Like murder. That's like you fucking killed someone.
Would you say they deserve it if it's more than that, more than just keeping your job? It's more they just deserve.
Yeah, it's like that's a bad thing. Like I love my mates in that, but it's like I wouldn't let them get away with something that bad. Just because they're my mate.
Say one of you three, right, murder someone, and that you have to go in. I'd be like, all right, yeah, you go serve your time in it, but I'll still be here waiting for you, helping you get through all this.
I'll still be supporting you, but you're gonna have to face what you've done.
Isn't it? Like you can't just get away with murdering someone else's life and ruining a whole family just like that.
Yeah. I've got a question. It's quite a complicated one now. So say you've got 100 balls. There's 100 balls in a bucket, and one of these balls means you get terminal cancer, but the rest of the balls mean you get £1 million. How many balls do you pick?
Let me just go for a piss on myself back.
3.
Repeat that question for me.
Okay, so you got 100 balls in a bucket, and only one of them says you get terminal cancer.
Okay.
But every other ball means you get an extra $1 million. So how many balls are you picking?
Is what terminal cancer? Is that like the worst one you can get?
Yeah, that's only one ball out of 100.
I'd say, you know what? Realistically, I'd pick few. But then again, if I took them all, yeah, and then had all that money, you'd probably find a cure or something. 100 mil. You know what I mean? 100 mil.
No. But you're definitely dead if you get this ball.
Well, I'd say about 5.
5. I think I'd just go 1, take it, and then run.
Imagine how unlucky that'd be though if you got the wrong one.
Like what age are you picking these balls at then?
No, we just got a bucket now.
If I was like 60, I think I'd take the hit of picking all of them.
Would that be
all of them?
Provide for your kids.
Getting 99 million to give to like your kids and your partner.
That's a shout, yeah. That's a shout now, though.
But that's only if if you've lived your life. If, like at 60, I wouldn't mind doing that. But at my age now, I don't think I'd want to do that.
I'd pick a solid 20.
20.
Oh, 20. I'm a man of money. I'm a gambling. I'm a gambling guy. If I get 20 mil, I get 20 mil. If I get cancer, I'm asleep then, isn't it?
It's not.
At least
you're dead.
No,
that's not the
no. But at least I went out with a bang. I took a risk. I took a gamble.
Okay, let's say if you get the terminal cancer ball, you don't get the money as well.
You don't get the money as well.
You lose the money you've already won.
You'll lose the money.
Oh yeah, let's stick at 3.
Yeah, I'll go for like less than 5.
I thought you were a gambling man.
If I don't get the money, then gambling's not really worth it, is it? So I'll do 3 as well. Yeah, 3 or 4.
I'd say 5. What about you, James?
Just 1, and then I'm not taking that risk.
So you'd rather go away with 1 million, thinking you could have got at least 3 million?
No, but think about how much you can do with 1 million.
You go away with 1 million.
A lot, man.
Go away with 1 million, thinking about that you might have had cancer and die, and leave everybody.
Yeah,
that is true. What about alright? Got any other questions, or should I continue with the Woody Ravers?
Oh man, it's up to you.
Have you got any questions? I'm happy to listen to your questions, innit?
Oh, I haven't got any questions. No.
I see. Okay. So would you rather have $1 billion to your name, or spend 1,000 for each hungry homeless person? Or each spend $1,000 or pounds?
Definitely the homeless.
Wait, repeat it.
Would you rather have £1 billion to your name, or spend £1,000 for each hungry and homeless person?
I don't have enough to spend £1,000 on every.
The thing is, yeah, if I have $1 billion to my name, I can spend some of that money on the homeless people.
That's
and
what
have money as well.
Wait, what's the option? So you have to
have $1 billion, right? Have £1 billion to your name, or spend $1,000 each hungry and homeless person.
Wait, I've got to do that out of my money now.
Yeah, out of your money now.
Well, obviously, I can't afford that, so I'd have to just take the billion, wouldn't I?
$1 billion, and then think $1 billion, bro. That's
think how many people could help with that.
No,
how many people in the world have £1 billion and you can help it with that?
Don't you think a better question is, would you rather say there's $1 billion in the bank and you can either take that for yourself or you have to distribute that to homeless people? You can either eradicate homelessness or take this $1 billion for yourself. What do you do?
It still wouldn't be enough because I just googled it. Then apparently there's 1.6 billion people either living homeless or in inadequate shelter.
600,000 people can look out. 1 billion people get help.
Okay, would you rather end homelessness or take this?
That's not 600,000. That's 600 million.
Oh, never mind then. Right, can't do math, but
that's 10 times the population of the UK.
What was the question, James?
Okay, so would you rather have $1 billion for yourself or end all homelessness and get nothing?
I mean, you feel like you have to say the right thing, but $1 billion's a lot.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
I'm on $1 billion, man.
No, yeah, that is selfish.
I'd get $1 billion and help as much people as I can.
What?
That way, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
with my $1 billion.
But we've already established you can't end homelessness with that.
No, I'm not saying I can't. I'm not going to end it, but
if I get $1 billion, I'm owning the moon.
No, if I'm a billionaire,
it's just something I can say. I'd be like, look up in the sky. That's
you can stick homeless people on the moon, so that's fine.
Exactly.
If I'm a billionaire, right, I can get other billionaires to help me because they'll have a lot of money as well.
Well, like
and 600 million.
The Bill
600 million. Exactly. The guy's loaded. Oh, the Amazon user, Jeff Bezos or whatever. He's loaded.
Yeah, but it's not really lifting people out of poverty. It's not really lifting people.
No, it's not. But
I'd go. Yeah.
Right. Ooh. Would you rather end death? Wait. Would you rather end death? What does that mean? Would you rather end death due to car accidents? What? Or end terrorism? Oh yeah.
It was a weird one. That.
Would you rather end death due to car accidents or end terrorism?
Well, car accidents kills more people, so I guess
they kill so many more people.
Yeah. I think when people see that question, they're like, "Oh yeah, end terrorism." They're like straight away.
There's so much outrage when there's a terrorist attack, and rightly so. But
they don't kill as much people.
It's because they're so rare. They're like an anomaly.
But we do a lot to make sure they don't happen, but we don't actually do that much to make sure car accidents don't happen. If you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do one more? Would you rather? We've been going for a while now.
Yeah. One more. Right, let's try and end it on a bang. Right. Come on.
Shit.
Oh, come on.
Would you rather be Would you rather be in jail for 10 years or be in coma for 20?
Be in jail for 10 years.
Oh,
yeah.
But that's I'd say jail because you'd have shit experiences, but at least you're
not missing out on life.
Yeah, you're conscious and you can still have a few good times, I guess.
I don't know, innit? But
I think jail in the UK as well. It's quite. I'm not saying it's a good place, but it's laid back. You know what I mean? It's laid back considering like when you see these like other countries and that. You know what I mean? You can have like TVs and that.
Yeah, you can have an Xbox in a British jail. Like in America, you like it. Yeah.
Have you seen them?
Like you can get fucking Versace robes in jail.
Have you seen Swedish jails? They are so luxurious.
Mexican jails are bad.
No, but I'd rather be in a coma for 20 years. I'm going to be the odd one out. I'd rather be in a coma for 20 years.
No, but think because that's 20 years, and then when you wake up, you're not going to feel like, oh my god, this is so great. Like I'm like out again.
You're going to be like looking at your wrinkly hands and being like, oh my god.
How old will you be though when you go to coma? That's the thing.
No, but we'll be like 30. That's a depressing age.
Say like you went to jail, you've got that to look forward to. Like I'm out. Like how good is
Yeah.
it?
Oh yeah,
It's a massive shock when
yeah,
you wake up.
yeah, that is true. You know what? Yeah, let's go to jail for 10 years. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, we'll do it all together. Get us,
That's it.
get us
Wait,
through it.
Yeah, serve all of our time.
try not to drop the soap. Yeah, try not to drop the soap, and then
Not
we'll
when
be
you're
sweet.
around Jeffin.
Oh, especially when you're not around me. Oh, oh.
Anyway, that's been we've been going quite a while now. So is there anything
Been
else
pretty
we want?
good.
Anything else we want to talk about? Or are we good there?
I think we're good here. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Lovely, nice little episode with good old Davenport.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
yeah.
chat.
yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
It'd be
thank
the,
you, mate.
Should be the first of many you're on this podcast because
Oh yeah,
for a
yeah.
first guest, he's been a solid 10 out of 10 in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So any last words, Connor?
Before we send you to jail for 10 years.
I don't know. Free my guys, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. It's a good point. Yeah. Jeff, anything you want to say?
Gang life, come on.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Good point. James.
And we're gonna go very the opposite of what's been said and say stay in school and don't do drugs.
Yeah. And also, I'll see you in the next episode. So I'll see you next week, lads. And hopefully this will be up on a Sunday. But please leave a comment. I want a bit of interaction and leave a like. And thanks.
What do you want to see next time?
And answer Jeffin's questions, or you'll make him upset again.
Yeah.
Please do.
And goodbye.